Okay, welcome everyone. So I know it's summer solstice, we've just found out it's yoga day as well. Who knew? We're looking at the element of water, just to conclude our elements theme that we've been looking at. So the first time we looked at earth, then we looked at air, last week we looked at fire. We're onto the water element this week, and the title of the class is Splash and Dive. It's a little bit playful, hence the Star Wars yoga pants. So it's actually the name of a couple of dolphins I've got on my bathroom wall. I've called them Splash and Dive after Chaz and Dave. So again, playful theme coming in. So the water, it hydrates us. So we need to keep hydrated, especially if you're like me and you're suffering with the seasonal sinus issues. We need to rehydrate. So always good to have water with us. It's essential to life. And when it's balanced, it flows. So within the body, we can move, we can be in the flow of life, in that universal rhythm of life. But also water can stagnate. So it becomes stuck. And when the water element becomes stuck within us, perhaps that can lead to swelling. And in the heat, definitely you might get swelling around the ankles, or it might lead to just a feeling generally of feeling stuck. So to balance that out, some gentle movements is good. So this is where our yoga practice really comes into its own. So if you do have sort of any swelling or stuck water within the body, just some gentle movement should help free that off and work that through the body. This water element also has a lot of strength. So if we think about water, we use it for electricity and power. We really know its own strength. And within ourselves, we can have this strength physically, but more so emotionally. If we're looking at the chakras, it relates to the sacral chakra. And that's our creativity and our emotions. So a lot of stuff gets held in the hips. So we're doing a little bit of hip work today as well. It's our energy center. So in some traditions, it's called the Hara. In Reiki, it's the Tanden. I think in some of the Chinese, it's Dantian. So this is quite a known area for holding our power, holding our energy. So we're just trying to balancing out that flow of water in our practice today. And also when we wash and when we bathe, the water cleanses and purifies us. And we all know it can feel quite refreshing if it's a warm day and it's raining, just to feel the rain upon you is quite nice and cleansing. So yeah, water is great, we love it. So taking your comfortable seat then in Tadasana, closing the eyes. And if the sinuses allow, we'll begin with those breaths. So inhaling through the nostrils and sighing the exhalation out through the mouth. 2 more of those. I'm just going to lock us in while you're doing that. So just leaving any thoughts or concerns at the door. And fully arriving now on your yoga seat, ready for our practice together. Turn the breath to a natural rhythm and focus your attention on the points where the body meets the earth. So noticing all 4 corners of the feet, the sit bones, the backs of the thighs, and where the hands are resting in the lap. So just noticing the position you've chosen. And using the breath, allow the weight of the body to settle. Just feeling the support of the earth beneath you. And on your next inhalation, root down, but then grow tall through the sides of the body. We can draw those shoulders up towards the ears, draw them back and down, creating space at the chest. that breath to expand and move into. The chin is drawing back slightly, so the head is naturally in line with your spine. And then check we're not gripping or holding onto tension, so the facial muscles are relaxed. The jaw is soft. And the tongue just gently resting behind your lower teeth. So bring your awareness now back to the ebb and the flow of your breath. So we can relate this ebb and flow movement of the breath to water as you feel that move within and without the body. So not just the element of air, we can use that flow to work within our practice. Maybe noticing any sensations, any tingling at the back of the nostrils, at the back of the throat. Noticing the quality of the breath, especially if it is a little restricted today. And any subtle movements of the body as you breathe. So expanding the awareness of your breath now into the whole body. So experience the whole body breathing. We're bringing that life force energy, that prana to every cell. So an invitation then to join in our affirmation, mentally repeating it if it feels appropriate. I ebb and I flow. I am water. I ebb and I flow. I am water. And then releasing the mental repetition, but acknowledging the effects of the practice mentally, physically, and emotionally. And then bring the hands to Anjali Mudra, the prayer position at the heart. So we'll join our hearts and our minds with one sound of Om, the sound of the universe. It incorporates the past, the present, and the future. So listening and feeling that vibration, that resonance. Then we can add our own voice, we can add our own energy to it. So take some deeper breaths as we prepare. Inhaling. And into that beautiful sound of unity, we bow in gratitude to yourself for this investment in your own well-being this morning. But also in acknowledgement and gratitude to each other as we join together and support one another as the cooler, the community. Releasing the hands, lifting the head, and gently opening the eyes. Okay, so we all know the elements relate to the fingers on the hand, hence the logo. So we've done the 4 elements. So there's actually 5. The middle finger relates to space and the ether. So there isn't really a practice that we can do around that, but we're going to include it in our 6th element meditation at the end. So there's also a 6th element, which is our consciousness. So it's quite fun to explore, you know, what are we conscious of? What does that mean for us? So it's interesting to think of that. So before we begin, then I'm just going to put the music back on and we're going to get flowing. Get rid of any stagnancy in the body. Okay, music. There we go. So we're going to start with our cat-cow move, because that's a really nice way to gently ease into the body, working with that ebb and flow of the breath within the body. So we bring the hands to the tops of the thighs, draw the navel in. As you exhale, begin to round into your cat, dropping the head. And as you inhale, draw the hands back, the arms back, lift the heart, lift the head and the eyebrows for cow. So just gently easing in 1 vertebra at a time as you move into that flexion and extension of the spine. You'll notice those slight pauses between the inhale and the exhale. So you pause with the movement as well. Really trying to coordinate. If it feels comfortable, you can come a bit lower down the legs, maybe to the feet. I'm not going to come too low today because of the sinuses, but you just adjust to what feels right for you. Nice. Next time we come up for our cow move, pause in your back bend and then bring the arms wide out to the sides, lifting them all the way up overhead, palms together. Lift the heart, part the hands. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, back to the heart. So we can work into the wrists now. And back in the other direction. And then we'll stretch through the inner wrist. And the other side. And the back of the hand. And the other side. Shake that out. We're going to draw the arms all the way up. And then we're going to sway like seaweed in the water. And we can start to twist into the torso, from one side to the other. So as the arms begin to tire, just lower them gently down to chest height. And then when it feels comfortable, we're just going to lift the arms all the way back up again. Really flowing, just feeling that movement, always feeling that resistance of the water. And then lowering all the way back down into your lap. Pausing there, notice how that feels. So water's also got lots of many forms it can take. So it can take the liquid form, it can take almost like a mist form, a gas form, and solid ice or snow. There's lots of different versions of our water element. So we're looking at flowing water at the moment. Okay, so we're going to work with the neck. So dropping the chin towards the chest, that liquid form we're looking at. Left ear, left shoulder, right ear, right shoulder. And then the chin towards the chest again. Pausing when the chin comes round to the chest. We're going the other direction. Pausing with the chin at the chest. We can bring the fingertips into the back of the neck, giving the neck a rub. And if it feels comfortable, you can come across all the way to the shoulders as we then lift the fingertips, lift the head up, and we have the fingertips on the shoulders. So bringing them down to the thighs if you don't want them there for our shoulder rolls. And the other direction. Lovely. And then bringing the hands in front of you, taking hold by clasping, rooting down through the feet. Draw the navel in as you exhale. Lean forwards. As we inhale, we draw back. Try and keep the arms straight, so we're churning the mill here. Again, trying to find that little bit of flow as we work with the breath. Imagine you're stirring a big cauldron of water. And we'll go in the other direction. Or it could be a sangria. Hot chocolate. Are you that cold? Getting warm now. And then pause and just release the hands. So my hay fever is still being a pain. I'm just going to grab a tissue. Excuse me. Okay. So we're going to try some arm circles to lead us into some swim moves, okay? So we're going to start with the right arm. We're going to do front crawl with the right arm first. We're going to follow with the gaze. So we're going to do 5. You can root down with your left hand on the thigh. So 1, follow the gaze, 2, good, 3, 4, last one, and 5. Just pause there a moment. Notice how the warmth in the shoulder feels, and then we're going to back crawl. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you have to take it nice and slow, nice and careful. You can feel this freeing off some clicks in the shoulders. Just pause there and notice the difference. Quite strong, isn't it? So we're going to do that on the other side. So we're going to do front crawl first. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, and 5. So just pausing there. Now you might find that one shoulder's feeling this more than the other one. Go in the other direction, back crawl. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one, 5. Good, and then just pause and notice how that feels. Okay, so some full swim moves now. So we're going to do front crawl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause. Good, back crawl now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we can just float. So allow the arms to float beside you. Imagine you're floating on that lovely lake or pond. And then opening the eyes. Good. Okay, we've done our swimming moves. So we're going to go into the lower body a little bit now. So lifting up all the toes, if you just roll them down, trying to get flow into the toes. Good. And then big toe to little toe. Nice. We did freestyle toe work last week. So you could do whatever you wanted. So now we can do a little bit of freestyle just for Pat.
Thank you.
So just whatever you fancy the toes want to do, wriggle them about. Good. And then come to stillness. Okay, lifting one heel than the other gets us into our calf muscles. Nice. And then we're going to come into a little march. So keep the feet flat to start with, lifting up one side then the other. Nice and slowly, get that flow. And then come up onto the toes, a little bit faster, a little bit faster, a little bit faster, running downhill and splash. See? It's good fun, isn't it? Who's splashed in a puddle? Okay, so from there we are going to work into our knee circles. So we will use the belt. So we're going to do knee circles first, holding up underneath the right thigh and swishing the foot as if we're just dangling it in that water, in that river. It feels quite nice. And the other direction. Okay, releasing the foot back down. We'll go to the other side. And the other direction. Lovely, releasing the foot down. Okay, our ankle work now. So either one leg, lifting the right, or both together, gentle rotations. Remember, if the ankles do get a little bit swollen, a bit of puffiness through the heat, these sort of moves will really be useful. Just gentle movements, point and flex as well. And then we can freestyle it. So either rotations or point and flex or conducting, whatever feels nice. Again, just working into ways into the ankles that feels nice, freeing off any tight spots. Good. And then releasing the feet back down. Okay, so we do need our belts now. Remember, visualization, if you haven't got a belt or if you're not working with the belts today, still works to some extent. So we're going to do the right foot first. Maybe shimmy a little bit further forward on your chair so you've got space to move into. Bring the elbows back towards the body. Remember to anchor down through that left foot. That's your support, and you might get a little bit more lift in the leg. Now, invitation to check you're not just using the arms. You can release the belt and see if the foot stays like a good leg. Just a little, check if you wish. And then bend and straighten. Nice. Good. Then we're going to hold the belt in the right hand. So the left hand can come to the thigh for that support, or we can open up the hand to the left, looking towards the palm. As we root down for that left foot, just gently guide your right leg around to the right. You don't have to come far before you feel that stretch on the inner thigh. We can take some sighing breaths here, releasing any tensions or tightness. Remember, we hold those emotions in the hips. So they can get quite tight. And as we begin to work at freeing them and releasing them, we're also releasing emotions. Bringing the leg back round to centre. Just take hold of the belt now in the left hand and pause. So you'll feel the stretch on the outer thigh. So we can stay here working with that stretch. If the hip feels okay though, and we haven't had a hip replacement on this side, we can bump the leg across. So we're coming across the body for that little twist. You might need to help with the hand. Opening up the hand to the other side. And really anchor down for your left foot now. It wants to lift. Sighing breath again. Really good, everyone. Draw the leg all the way back and we can release. Maybe check if you can still do it. And then releasing the leg down. Just for fun. You're going to be worried every time I wear my Star Wars pants now, aren't you? She's like, what's she got in store? Okay, so we'll do the left side. Draw the elbows back. Lifting the leg. Check on this side. And lasso back. It's quite good. It's like fishing, isn't it? And we can bend and straighten. Good to keep that foot ankle flexed as well. It keeps the leg muscles active as you work. Good. And then hold the belt in the left hand. Right hand on your thigh for support, but definitely anchor down through that right foot, or we can open up the hand to the right, gaze towards the palm, and gently guide the leg around. Sighing breath. That was a lovely release in my hip, then 3 sighing breaths. Nice. Drawing the leg all the way back. Taking hold of the belt in the right hand. So pause here, feel that stretch. Either we're going to stay here and hold, or we're going to bump the leg across if the hip feels okay. Again, really anchor down through that right foot. Open up the left hand, look towards the palm, sighing breath. Really nice. As you breathe, you're trying to breathe away those tensions, those tight spots, bringing the leg all the way back. Take hold of the belt with both hands. Again, you can just have a play. Release the leg back down. Well done. So releasing the belt and just feeling how that is in the hips. So we've really done some strong work in the hips, really to open them up. I've got a nice freeing click on on my right hip. That was good. Okay. So we're going to do some sun salutations now. We're going to get that flow into the movement. So I'm going to talk you through the first one, and then we're going to do 2 or maybe 3. I'll keep an eye on things with no verbal instructions, because you can really tune into your own breath and work with the rhythm of the breathing. Now, if you're not doing it exactly and you've found your own way, that's fine, because we're moving and we're working. It doesn't matter. Okay, so bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, reach for the sun. Exhale, cactus, shoulders back, lean forwards. Inhaling. Hands to the thighs, draw the navel in. Exhale, round through cat. Inhale, shoulders back, lift the heart, back bend for cow. Exhale, forward fold, either pausing at the thighs or coming lower. Bring your right arm behind you. Open up the shoulder as you open it up to the right, extending the arm up, spreading the fingers for the twist. Exhale, forward fold. Nice. Left arm behind you, open it up to the left. Extend the arms, spread the fingers. Lovely. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands to the thighs, root down through the hands and the feet. Draw the shoulders up and back, and then bring the arms wide. Lifting up. Lift the heart, part the hands. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, back to the heart. Resting breath. So when you're ready, in your own time. straight into your second one when you've finished. Okay, we'll do one more because they felt quite nice and everyone seems to be flowing really nicely. So just one more in your own time. Nicely done. Close the eyes when you've finished. So just tune into the flow of the body, the flow of the breath, the flow of the blood, the flow of the mind. And then releasing the hands, opening the eyes. Well done, everyone. They were great. And did you feel it was more mindful? Just tuning into your own rhythms. Yeah. So exactly, because we all breathe at different rates. Yeah, and it's a different rhythm. Yeah, that's it. So it's nice once we learn the movements. It's really nice to tune into your own flow, your own rhythm. Okay, we're going to come up to standing now. So careful if you're on blocks. We're going to come up to lift off. 2 and lift off. Yay! Okay. So we're going to start with our energy tapping that we did last week. So bring the feet slightly wider than hips width and soften the knees. Just gently twisting, so tapping the lower back, make sure you're not going to hit anything around you, no walls, no Zoom dogs or cats. And then we can start tapping the collarbone as well. I'm going to try not to hit this microphone. That would be really loud. And that's another little energy meridian point. And then we can slow it down back to the waist. And again, this really feels like it's flowing. We're moving energy, waking up the flow around the body. So come to stillness and just tune into how that feels. Okay, we're going to work with the arms now. So extending the right arm out. Start tapping from underneath the armpit. We come down to the hip. We come across to the center. Come up the center line to the shoulder. Across the back of the arm to the back of the hand. Palm of the hand. Inner edge of the arm. Back to the shoulder and shake it out. And your arm should feel a little bit longer. So we're going to go to the left now. Start tapping from underneath the armpit, come down to the hip, across to the center, up the center line to the shoulder. Back of the arm, back of the hand, palm of the hand, inner edge of the arm, back to the shoulder, shake it out. Yeah, we've evened you up. I could see you on the screen, you were like that before. Okay, we're going to do the lower body. So we start tapping at the lumbar, nice and gentle. We come down the outer edges of the legs, so just as far as comfortable for you. You might get to the knees or you might get to the ankles. Absolutely fine. We come up to the inner edges of the legs. And then we do those heartbeat taps at the abdomen, our energy center. And release. So close the eyes. Again, just tune into those feelings and sensations Maybe now the flow of energy around the body. And then opening the eyes. We're going to do our cross crawling. So we're going to bring the feet a little bit closer together. Remember, this is where we're lifting one heel, then the other. And if you're like me, the arm wants to go to the same leg. So I have to hold my arms up. We want opposite arm to leg, and then you have to think about it and then work it. And then once you've got it, you keep with it. Because if you lose it, you're back on the same way. But it should feel quite nice when you've got it. It's a little bit aerobic. We get into the hips a little bit of a flowy dance. Oh, I can see some smiles. That's good. A bit of disco, isn't it? Good. I say, if you lose it, just think about it. Leave the arms up and then wait and get them back in again. It's a good one for the brain. Does get you thinking. Good. And then come back to stillness. So we've done a workout now. Ready for a lie down. Okay, so our balance today is our stork balance. So we can use the chair or we can use the belt. So I'm going to show you first so you know where we're working. So this is where we hold one foot. So in a moment, we're going to do our kick butt routine where we're just working the stretching of the quad. And then we're going to come into stork. So either you can use your belt and you can, oh, I've done it the wrong side now, but I'm going to hold the chair. I'll pretend I'm holding the chair. And we're going to lift the leg up and we're going to come into stork. Or what we can do is we can bring the knee to rest on the chair and hold the foot and work into stork. So you've got a little bit of balance there underneath the knee. You can use the wall as well, depending on how much wall space you've got. So I'll show you side on because it's easy. I don't know if you can see this. You can see this wall on screen. So if you can get the foot up to the wall, you can bring the foot to the wall and you can work in the quad that way. So you're stretching in. So lots of different options. If you don't want the belt, you can take hold of the foot or the trouser leg. So we're going to do kick butt first anyway. So if your heel doesn't reach, you have your hands there and you can just do the right leg first a few times. See how that feels, because quads get quite tight and short. And then go to the left side, and one might feel easier than the other. And then when you've done a few, you'll notice those muscles have worked. Okay, so decide which stork you're doing. You're either holding the chair this way round. We're going to do both sides, so don't mind which side you do first. You're going to stand on the standing leg and you're going to kick butt and take hold, stretching the knees towards each other, or you're going to take hold of the trouser leg, or you're going to lasso your foot and hold that with the belt, if that makes sense. Now, if you've got the lasso and the belt's long enough, you can even hang it over your shoulder. If you have your balance, you can then root down and rise up for stork. If you're using the wall, yeah, brilliant. It just gives you that little stretch through the quad. Keep the gaze fixed, the head lifted. Nice. Nobody went for the knee on the chair. Yeah, it is a bit more of a balance, actually. Good. Releasing the arm, releasing your leg, and just come to stillness and notice the difference. So either changing your chair around or swapping yourself around, whatever feels more appropriate. Standing on the other leg now, either lassoing the foot or taking hold. I'm going to lasso. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to bring it over my shoulder, draw the knee back. Maybe if we have our balance, we can stretch up. Where are you getting cramp, in your calf? Oh, okay. In the hamstring. Lovely. And releasing the hand and releasing the belt. Yeah, so is that quite a tight area for you? Yeah. So those down dogs would be good. We'll do some specially for you now. So we've added an extra move in for Bronwyn. Because because this one's really good for the whole of the hamstrings. So if we hold the back of the chair, just walk the legs back, keep them nice and wide, so hips width at minimum, if not slightly wider. Lift up through the armpits, melt the heart as you bring the head in line with the arms, and then just bend one knee, then the other. And we can start to look under the opposite armpit. Is that helping ease it out a little bit?
Yes.
And then come to stillness again, melt the heart, push the hands away, send the sit bones back. And then walking in towards your chair. Okay, lovely. So we're going to come down to seated again. Feel like I have done a workout now. So our breathing practice then is our square breath. So focusing on that balance between the inhalation and the pauses and the exhalation. So we inhale, we pause, we exhale, we pause. So if the pauses don't suit due to the breath today, because it has been quite humid, which affects the breath, obviously sinus blockage affects the breath, just focus on equalising out the inhale and the exhale, and don't worry too much about the pauses if it's a struggle. Okay, so it's only really beneficial if we can do it without creating tensions for us. We're looking for calming rather than tension, okay? So I'll give you an example count. So the reason it's called the square breath, obviously, 4 sides to a square, so you can visualise a square, which can be quite useful. Inhale could be, I'm going to do it backwards so you can see it. Inhale could be the left side of the square, pause could be the top, exhale, right side of the square, pause could be the bottom. That just helps you when you're trying to equalise it out. We can take a mudra. There's lots that we've worked with. This was the one where we balanced all the elements, our little rosebuds, so we brought all the fingertips together. Sapana mudra is quite nice for pouring out and letting go, which relates to our water element, where we interlace the hands and have the index fingers pointing towards the earth. You might want to take the heart mudra. I'm just going to go for a few. You might have your favourites anyway. You might want Hakini mudra, where you're touching all the fingers together. You might want chin mudra, index fingers touching thumb. You might want thumb and water together. That's the little finger. So just decide what works for you. I'm going to take Sapana. And if you don't want to take a mudra, that's absolutely fine as well. So closing the eyes then. As I say, I'll give you an example count. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. So find a count that suits and just try and even out the 4 stages of the breath. Sorry?
Are we breathing out of our mouth?
So generally we breathe in and out through the nostrils, but if you have blockage or restriction, then obviously you use the mouth. Now you've established a count for the breath, just explore adding 1 count for each of the 4 stages. But if it creates tension, just let it go back to your original count. then letting go of the control of the breath. Allow the breath to return to a natural rhythm. Acknowledging any effects of the practice. Hopefully it has that calming effect, sort of preparing us for our relaxation and meditation. So get yourselves nice and comfortable and warm. If you're coming down to the sofa or the floor at home, then please get yourself settled. If you're remaining seated and you feel that you might doze off, it's sometimes a good tip to have a cushion or a pillow on your lap. That will help you from falling off, falling forwards. Don't forget to hydrate. Remember, I have the water bottles as well. Okay. Feeling calm, feeling peaceful, and feeling restful. Just bringing your awareness to the brow center. And just feel a slight contact there. And with your focus on the brow, you can now make your Sankalpa. So that personal resolve that you've chosen to work with by mentally repeating it 3 times with conviction and feeling. So our 6 elements meditation then helps us to reflect on our physical body, comprised of borrowed elements and energy, but completely interconnected with the world around us. Become aware of your breath. Don't change it, just follow its movement, that natural rhythm. The element of air. Observe how the air naturally flows in to nourish us. And as we exhale, the breath takes with it the toxins that we don't need, returning them again to the world. Consider on how the plants and the trees make oxygen. Breathe it in, and then exhale the carbon dioxide needed by the plants to breathe. Observe how breathing makes the body accessible to the world around us. The breath reaches us on the inside. This breath exchange occurs automatically, even when we're unconscious. Instead of me breathing, the breath is breathing me. And then the element of earth. Become aware now of the solid places in your body. Your bones as they rest, the minerals in your teeth and your nails, and the weight of your body resting on the earth. Notice how the body is held and supported by the earth. Know that the minerals in your teeth and your bones were once minerals in the earth, and they will be again. So even though they seem to be the most solid part of us, they're constantly changing as they absorb and return their substance to the world. Being part of us is just a moment in that exchange. Even our bones are borrowed and are not us. And then the element of water. So noticing the moisture in your body, in your mouth, your eyes, maybe sensing that circulation of your blood. Can you feel the evaporation of moisture from your eyes and your lips? And as the water in your body returns itself back to the world. Consider the water cycle now through the environment, the storm clouds, the rain, the snow, the rivers and the oceans. The water that's in your body was at one time or another in all of those places. And when you release it, it will return to them once more. And the element of fire. So we can experience this fire element as heat and energy in the body. Where does the body feel warm? And where is it cool? So these sensations are the result of transfers of energy through the body. Have a sense now where the energy feels strongest, perhaps noticing tingling in the hands or sensations within the body. Notice if you can feel now the heat of your body as it radiates into the air around you. And we have this element of space, of ether. So sense the space that's holding and surrounding your body. Notice how it's possible to extend your awareness into the space around you, to hear and feel into the emptiness. Feel the body expanding and contracting into this space as you breathe. And now have a sense of the space within the body, the mouth, the nose, the sinuses, the throat and the lungs. An awareness of how the space outside your body joins the space on the inside. And this last element is consciousness. So as you extend your awareness into the emptiness around you, notice now what you're conscious of. The body's contact with the earth, the touch of clothing and air on your skin, sounds near and far, smells, aromas, various sensations in the body. The sensation of the emotions, or the sound of your mental events unfolding in your mind. Take the time to explore all of these perceptions carefully. Can you find your true self among any of these things you're conscious of? Let go of everything and just allow your body and mind to rest in the moment. Do you notice any changes in the way that you perceive yourself? Feeling calm, peaceful, and restful. More deeply relaxing. And with your mind and body in this relaxed state, you can bring your Sankalpa once more to your thoughts, mentally repeating it 3 times with conviction and feeling. Feel and sense now the passive flow of your breath and the gentle rise and fall of the abdomen. Start to breathe a little more deeply into the abdomen. And as you bring yourself back, slowly start flexing fingers and toes. Slight movement coming into the arms and the legs. And when it feels right for you, on an inhalation, bringing the arms up overhead and have a nice gentle releasing stretch through the whole body. Bringing the arms back. You may need to remove your glasses and place them somewhere safely, but we're going to rub the palms together, creating heat in the palms. And we can lightly cover the eyelids, gently opening the eyes. We allow that energy and that warmth to flood in. Then releasing the hands, taking a nice deep breath. Maybe replacing your glasses. Bring yourself back. No, I don't want to come back. We'll just wait for those that are lying down just to make those extra gentle movements, bringing themselves up to seated. And then we're finished with those couple of movements with the breath, just to bring ourselves back into our week, back into our Monday. Hopefully we're going to flow through the week. So bring the fingertips to the earth, connecting to the earth. Inhale, palms to the sky, connecting to the universe. As we exhale, we lightly pause at the brow, the throat, and the heart. Once more, inhaling and exhaling. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om, peace, Namaste. Thank you. Have a great week.
Thank you. Lovely.
I like water. Water element's fun.